My dear friend, I want to take this opportunity to join with you and to discuss what happened today regarding the United States in Venezuela. And tonight's piece is called Venezuela: Why Everyone Loves Trump, Kicking Ass, period. That is exactly what's happening. Now, you're going to be able to go online and hear from a lot of people talking about how this is the worst thing that has ever happened. Now, this goes to show you again this idea of American hegemony and how we are violating every rule known to mankind and rules-based order, and we're living I understand that. Yeah, that's great. But tonight I want to talk to you about something called what John Mearsheimer will call realism. And I'm going to talk to you about Lionel's realism. Lionel's realism, not their realism, our realism. What really matters, politically and otherwise. And I'm going to go through this in a couple of ways. First, I'm going to give you the kind of the geopolitical mature look at this, what you're supposed to say. What you are supposed to say whenever you talk about this, it's a rule-based order and it was an encroachment. And it's true. I can argue the point very clearly and very lucidly that what the president did was absolutely wrong. It violated every conceivable international law there is. Yes, and America is the boorish tyrant. And yes, that's great. That's great for an exam. But nothing is going to happen. The president is not going to be met with any pushback whatsoever. The UN can meet, talk. The ICC, ICJ, maybe they can issue another warrant, maybe this time for the arrest of President Trump. I mean, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. So politically, this is just the kick in the ass that the Republicans need, especially when you see what's coming up in the midterms. Everybody loves this. They're not going to tell you this, but people are going to say, now that's America. That's what we do. We do this. And I'm not saying it's right. Please. Oh, God, no. No, I'm not telling you it's right. I'm telling you the way it is. I think Bruce Hornsby said that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. And people have to recognize this. This is reality. And I know it's not a reality that you might like, but nothing is going to happen. America is showing people we're the United States of America. And I'm not necessarily agreeing with this. I'm telling you what it is. We told you. Donald Trump with the swollen ankles. Donald Trump was falling asleep. Donald Trump who's got some little thing on his hand basically said, I'm going to take you out. He even said today, I called Maduro. I told him, you might want to do this. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. We are coming right for you, my friend. And he did. And even President Putin, by the way, said, no, don't do this. It's like, okay. Did you believe that? I'm sure he did. Some things you're going to have to sort of say. But see, the President Putin, in his actions regarding the military operations in Ukraine, did what he think had to be done. And we said, okay. And what President Trump has done is he has done this under the idea of law enforcement. So I want to lay this out kind of in plain language, because what people are calling chaos in Caracas looks a lot more like power politics. And power politics follows patterns that do not change just because the headlines change. And if you strip away and you get to the basics of what this is, you look at the speeches about democracy and the moral language and the outrage and the applause lines, you're left with a very simple reality. Big countries push smaller countries when they think their interests are threatened. And smaller countries look for protection when they think they are being squeezed. Now, let me say something. Do you think Venezuela was responsible for drugs? Not really. It was Colombia. It was Mexico. The fentanyl's all Mexico. Colombia is everything else. Was Venezuela really? No. Was MS-13? Yeah. Is Maduro a bad guy? Depends. Some Venezuelans liked him. So which story do you like? You see, when big countries say, we don't like what you're doing, we will come in and act accordingly. Little countries say, oh my God, what do we do? Somebody help us. That's not a theory. It's history. So when you hear reports today about U.S. naval activity in Venezuela, and regime change and covert operations and Maduro arrested and brought to he's in New York right now, just like Noriega was in Miami. There's clamoring and chatter about Russian or Chinese involvement. The first thing you should do when you hear all this stuff is stop thinking in slogans and start thinking in incentives. Ask the basic question. What does Washington want? What does Caracas want? What do outside powers want? And what are they willing to pay to get it? And that's where we are right now. President Trump has already acted accordingly, and that's it. He said, I'm going through with this. Anybody want to stop me? Anybody want to stop me? No. That's the adult version of this conversation. That's the way it is. Now, for the United States, Venezuela is not just another faraway issue. It sits in a region that Washington has treated for a long time as strategically sensitive. Why do you think? Guess why? But it's been strategically sensitive for more than a century. You can call it the Monroe Doctrine mentality. You can call it sphere of influence thinking. You can call it blunt realism, whatever you want to call it. The pattern is clear. The United States of America has always reacted strongly when rival powers, gain a foothold close to home. So if Caracas is deepening its ties with Russia, China, or Iran, or all three, or all, Washington doesn't read that as some kind of a debate club argument about ideology. It reads it as a security problem and an influence problem. Not only that, they've got a lot of oil, and not just regular oil, but sweet oil, good oil, easily refinable oil. I mean, really, really. Oh, there's countries that have oil, but the oil is crap. You got to refine it, and it takes forever. Not this stuff. The great Gerald Celente one time asked the question, what do you think the chances would be of our invading Iraq if their main export was broccoli? Huh? Anybody want to venture a guess with that one? The oil is now ours. Well, not in writing, but yeah. And we're going to put somebody in there that's going to, I don't know whoever it is, you're going to run this, okay? Yeah. Okay. And with all this moral framing about human rights and democracy and corruption and mismanagement, all that gets used to so heavily in public. But whatever the reason is, whatever the reason the president tells you, he's telling you, I want to do this. And the president is a badass. He is what they loved about Bush 43, right? They told him. He said, I'm going to do this. Cheney, neocons, PNAC, whatever you want. I told you this story, and I'm going to tell you again. Years ago, I was in Israel twice. And we were part of this, and it's a beautiful country. I mean, if you love history, if you're Christian, you should make a pilgrimage there. So I happened to be speaking to a fellow who was with their kind of like their version of the State Department. I forget what it's called, Ministry of something or I don't know what. But I was talking to this one guy. I'm not going to mention his name because his name was rather unique. And I said, I was never a big fan of 9/11. Well, of course, 9/11, but I mean, but our Iraq and Afghanistan, that was ridiculous. He says, really? I said, yeah. I don't think we had any real reason to go there. I didn't think there was any. It was a joke. It was unnecessary. He said, really? I said, yeah, really, yeah. I don't think any of that was necessary. He said, okay. And he said, well, let me ask you something. He says, do you know what people think here? I said, no. He said, well, let me tell you the difference. He says, first of all, in our neck of the woods, and this is just to give you an example, he says, in our neck of the woods, we think differently. We're technically different, but we're really the same. The language, shalom, salam. I mean, Jews and Arabs, they're the same food, same. All right, big differences though. And in Arab, there's an Arab expression that says they would burn their blankets to kill the fleas. So everything is kind of like a sort of a overreaction, and they love toughness and salad and all this jazz. He says, now, do you know what people are saying about George W. Bush when he went into Iraq and Afghanistan? They said, now that's the United States we know. That's the way they act. Not a bunch of pussies, but badass. Holy. These people are God. And Trump loves this. Oh, sir. He loves that. Sir. Hexus loved it. Marco Rubio sounded more lucid today. And what the president should have said was, listen, we did it. And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing. We're the United States of America. We want that for a whole bunch of reasons. Oh, we'll tell you fentanyl and drugs. Does it matter? I don't give a goddamn what you think. That's what we want. What are you going to do about it? That's exactly what's going on. And the rest of the world right now is thinking, huh? And that little Zoran Mamdani better watch his little punk ass, because there's a lot of people who say, I like this. And guess who loves this more than anybody else? The Democrats. Except this isn't NATO. See, they love war if it's NATO because that's Putin. No, this is not NATO. This is different. This kind of war is like, oh, it's wrong. You're thinking, damn. And there's a lot of folks walking around saying, we bad. Remember that Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor was that we stir crazy, or we bad. These issues about corruption, everything, they may be real, but they're also useful because moral language makes, pressure campaigns easier to sell at home and easier to justify abroad. But states do not escalate simply to be virtuous. They escalate because they think the balance of power is shifting against them. That's what this is. Now look at the tools. We're talking about sanctions. People talk about sanctions like they're some kind of peaceful alternative to war. It's just like no-fly zones. How many of you great people think a no-fly zone is? Well, that's nice. That's war. In reality, sanctions are economic warfare. This has been going on. They knew this was coming. They are designed to weaken the target, fracture the elite, and reduce revenue, and raise internal stress, and create a pressure, and create political instability. And when sanctions hit oil, they hit the core of the Venezuelan economy. That's not accidental. But if you want leverage, squeeze them. Or you just take them. And did they kidnap Maduro and Celia, his wife? Maduro thinks so. A lot of Venezuelans think so. The world might think so. We don't think so because this was law enforcement. You see what I'm saying? See, Trump's saying this isn't war, this is law enforcement. You got that? Yeah. If you're Caracas, you've been looking at this like it's a matter of time. Let me also tell you, which is really critical to understand and for you to grasp. And this is very, very important, more than anything else. President Trump said, I'm going to do this. And Marco Rubio said something which is very important. Marco Rubio said, well, President Trump says he's going to do something. He's going to do something. He's going to do something. Now, let me ask right now, as we do this, and you can read the lives, which is live, how many of you folks watching right now just vote yes or no? How many of you approve of what President Trump did? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Very, very simple. Don't put any writing other than 1 for yes and 2 for no. It's simple. Just tell me 1 for yes, 2 for yes. Do you agree with what the president did? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Look at the ones. Look what we got here. There's going to be a few twos, but people are going to say, yeah. Yeah. People are loving it. They go, okay. And this drives people crazy. Because but you're not supposed. I was watching the great Judge Napolitano. Love him. Douglas McGregor. Love him. John Mearsheimer. Love him. They can talk all day long till you're blue in the face. You're blue in the face. You can talk all day long. This is the best thing that happened to Americans. Are going, God damn, yeah, man. Finally, yeah. We're acting. We did something. What do we care? By Monday, this is forgotten. And they're going to put him on trial, and he's going to be found guilty. Of course they do it. And for the first time, Pam Bondi says, finally, I've got something. Marco Rubio, people are saying, yeah, this is good. And he's saying, yep. I told you. That's the way we get it done. We're not futzing around. We're not doing anything. We want this. Now, again, you want to argue the point? Argue the point. Argue. Go ahead. It's like me arguing capital punishment. If there's some guy who killed a bunch of kids, some serial killer, and they catch him and they put him to death, America's going to say, yeah. Oh, there's going to be some NPR type, some Democracy Now, and especially this little pissant, this implicit little tit, this Zoran Mamdani. Oh, shut up, you're the mayor. This guy's so worthless. Now you're doing it? What do you stand for? Now here's the best one. Oh, I stand for the rule of law. Shut up with your rule of law. What are you talking about? Doesn't matter what you think. The world says, damn. Damn. Well, what do you think about that? And there comes Rachel Maddow and all these people. Shut up, you bunch of pissants. That's what exactly that's going to happen. Now, what I'm telling you is simply this. You want to argue the War Powers Act? You want to argue that? Go ahead. I don't even... What? It's moot. This is Trump. Trump, you're never going to see anything like this again. Never. Never. Reagan didn't even do this. What did Reagan do? What? Grenada? Let me tell you something. Wartime people, Reagan was tough. Who did he do anything else? I think it was about it. Nobody really messed with us. But LBJ, bad example. Nixon, that was Vietnam. But who were the wartime badasses? Bush 43. He was. He did it. He said, I'm not kidding. I'm going to do it. I'm serious. And Trump, and today he was kind of sleepy. The guy's been up on it all night. I don't know about you, but I fall asleep. Well, I do, overnights on WABC, but this is the most beautiful thing. So what I'm telling you is this. Look, we can talk about this all day long, and it's great, and I appreciate this, and it's wonderful. But it doesn't matter. I'm telling you right now, the Democrats are thinking, holy shit, what do we do? God damn it. Come on, Gavin Newsom. What do you think about this? Come on, little bug. Come on, Gavin. What do you think about this? What would you have done? Oh, I would have never done that. That's because you're a pussy. That's what. I hate to keep speaking like this, but that's exactly what it is. We always talk about this. America's a low testosterone. This guy's got gonads like elephantine. These are like cannonballs off a bull. It's like, what is this? This guy's unbelievable. He's serious. Anybody want to push us around? Anybody else interested? No, 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 no. And I wish next he turned around to go after Mexico. But they don't have any oil. You know, don't forget. It's like broccoli. Who else? He did this, and it's over with. Nobody died. I don't think it might have been. I don't know if there's any official. I hope there was nobody. But it's like that was quick. It was surgical. That's it. End of discussion. He said, "We're running it." And they talked to somebody, some woman. Well, no, we're going to run it. Yeah, okay. All righty. Anybody with me? And the UN is going to declare, okay, fine. He doesn't care. Let me ask you something. How many of you people like, and I'm sorry to say this, and you might take this to be rather brutal, and I'm sorry if you think this way, but when was the last time you felt like America's like actually scared people to say, damn, these people are serious. This guy means business. Doesn't that feel great? Doesn't that sound great? Doesn't it? I know people are going to say, somebody said, you sound great. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter. I mean, I appreciate it. You can say whatever you want. Please say whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You're talking about something nobody's listening to. You're going to sing Kumbaya. You're going to be with Amy Goodman and, Juan, whatever his name is. You're going to be talking about rules-based order. And you may be right. It doesn't matter whether you're right. It doesn't matter. You're in a room, and the teacher gave a question, 2 times 3. The room is saying 7, and you're saying 6. Who's right? They are. But 2 times 3 isn't 7. Doesn't matter. They're in charge. See, people have been sitting around for the longest time thinking that the world makes sense and that the world is fair and that the world follows rules. It's brutal. It's a brutal world. Now, ideally speaking, is it wrong? I can make the case on paper, yeah. Are you gonna mind if the United States controls that oil? Are you? Because we're gonna own it. I don't care what you say. I don't care how it's done. We're gonna own it. Okay? The same way we own Iraq and basically Afghanistan and everything else. Remember, Afghanistan was the Saudi Arabia of rare earth metals and lithium and other things as well. So does anybody here not want the oil? Anybody here? We're going to be a political colossus. What if we were the biggest thing anybody right now? What if China says, holy shit. Oh, no. Oh. Does that bother you? Anybody, does that bother you? Right now, Mr. Putin's thinking, damn. DT, damn, my friend, bravo. Uh-huh. Everybody's saying it. Erdogan, the baddest guy. By the way, their army, the Turkish army is, oh my God. Everybody, Iran, Bibi, France, everybody's thinking, Jesus. And what Marco Rubio said was true. He said, he told you this. He told you. You didn't listen to him. He's not kidding around. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Look at this. Here comes Big Dick Daniels. Bless your heart. Thank you, my friend. It's true. Oh, I know. Lionel sounds like a lunatic. Tell me what I'm saying, Prague, that makes me sound like a lunatic. Tell me. But be specific. I'd love to hear this. All right. Afghanistan has rare earth burkas. Funny? I don't think funny puts that into words. You have a comedic wit, my friend. Please nurture it. Can you see China doing something like that? LOL. No, not really. I want Venezuela to be rich again. Okay, good for you. I know, this is good. So let me explain something to you, and you can say all this stuff. It's too late. It's too late. Oh, here we go. This was for Israel. Stevie Wonder can see that. Okay. Okay, Martel. And what? What? Is the game right now going to diagnose something? I know Israel. I know Israel. I know. What about it? What about it? If it's for Israel or France or for whatever it is, what about it? What's going to happen? Tell me. What's going to happen? Now, this is the argument. You can say, I mean, this is just happening. This is what's going on. When Putin, as you say, invaded Ukraine, Mr. Putin told everybody, listen, I'm telling you, Ukraine is not going to be a member of NATO. I'm not going to have a NATO country on my border. Do I make myself clear? Thank you, Jay Nash, thank you for your leadership as well. Okay? This is what Putin said. Let me say this again, because maybe it makes me sound like a lunatic. I don't think so. But he said, you don't understand. We'll work something out. He and Zelensky met, and then Boris Johnson came in and said, oh, no, you didn't. And the thing that Putin loves to say, and people love to say about Putin, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. It's as good as done. There's no talking him out of it. That's it. He says, if you do this, I'm going to do this. Okay. And you know what the people of Russia said? They loved it. Because they want to be respected. They like having a badass for a president. And you do too, but you won't admit it. Because a lot of people hate Trump. They just hate him. Even if we win, it doesn't matter. Now, if Biden had done it, or if Kamala Harris, that retard, had done it, it would have been perfect. Great, terrific. Rachel Maddow, that barking dog, would have, she's a part of like a circus act. Yeah, terrific. They would have loved it. But they didn't. Trump did. And because they hate Trump, they hate what happened. And you know it and I know it. And a lot of people who are commenting, God bless you, have the political sapience of a 4-year-old. Petulant children who have no idea of reality. I mean, they have an idea of the way things should work. They have the idea of should work. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of these radical lefty neo-Marxist wannabes, these Mamdani guys. They see a lot of stuff which is just garbage. Total and complete garbage. Okay? So let me just tell you something. You can say whatever you want. Believe me, it doesn't matter. Tonight, the world is looking at the United States and saying, damn, after 4 years of some dotard walking around shitting in his pants, making a fool out of himself, and they're worried about Trump's ankles? What? Well, he had a little mark on his... Biden was out of his mind. Nobody said anything about that at all. And Kamala Harris is retarded. And this is the insincerity of these people. This is the one. They have nothing. They don't offer anything. They're just flaming. Oh, that's crazy. You're crazy. You're a lunatic. You're a warmonger. You're a neocon. All right. Tell me when you're done. It doesn't matter. So let me just tell you something, my friends. Just thank you for being here. You can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you the way it is, not the way it should be. That's a different topic. If you want to talk about the way it should be, okay. But that's like saying, I don't think gravity should be 9.8 meters per second squared. I think it should be slower. Okay, fine. Well, that's not the way it is. But if you want to talk about the way it should be, that's terrific. And you got to understand something. We have the midterms coming up. And it was looking real bad. They said that we're going to lose, 50 or something? It may have changed everything because the litmus test is going to be, where do you stand? Now, anybody want to talk about America first? Anybody want to talk about America first? This is about America first as you can get. Think about this. You understand this? This is America first. I know Israel. Oh, it's Israel. Okay, enough about that. And let me also tell you something about Israel, which you don't really want to understand, but let me see if I can explain this to you. Follow me on this one, because a lot of times, a lot of folks really have a hard time following this. There are people right now in the United States who are more afraid and more concerned with Islam or Muslim or Islamist, I should say, invasions of American cities than Israel. How many folks here have seen in your town where you live an invasion, almost an invasion of people, like in Europe, people from different countries, Somalians, low IQ, reprobate ne'er-do-wells, swooping in and just tearing everything up. Look at Minnesota. Just look at that. That's just one little tiny thing. Have you seen this? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you? See, people say, well, America hates Israel. Really? Oh, yeah, they do deep down. They hate what's going on in Gaza. Really? Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. What do they feel more? If I said, hey, let me ask you a question. America, what has Israel done to you? Here. Anything? Just asking you a question. Do you feel, is there a town where people are walking around wearing kippas and doing calls to prayer and reading the Talmud or whatever it is at 3 a.m? Have you walked around? Do you want to have towns where they are threatening Israeli versions of Sharia law? They'll say no. So let me ask you a question. You supposedly hate Israel. So people are saying, oh, they hate Israel. Okay. And if you listen to a lot of people online, I mean, it's just, oh my God. And if you listen to Candace and other people too, listen. And Ben, you know what I'm talking about? Not Ben. I'm so tired. You know what I'm talking about. In any event, you would think that this country just seethes. Everybody from sea to shining sea. That everybody just, Nick Fuentes too, They may be seething. They may be absolutely just, how do I say this? They may just be consumed with this. But most people, they say, what are all those people with those veils on here? What's that all about? What do you mean? What are all these women walking around with all these veils on? I don't like the way this looks. This is Dearborn, Michigan. What's this call to prayer stuff? What is this? What is this call to prayer stuff? What is this Sharia law business? What? What do you mean? I mean, does this make sense to you? Is this good? See, Max Blumenthal and these other people and others, all they talk about, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but I want you to really speak with me and think about what I'm saying, and just don't dismiss what I'm saying, but ask yourself a real practical question. What do you think really bothers Americans in this country? Tell me. Do you think Americans care about that? I mean, they do. They'll talk about it. But what do you think really gets their attention? And a lot of folks, and by the way, I have nothing but respect for these Max Blumenthal, other people, Judge Napolitano, others as well. They talk about Zionism. Okay, fine. And when it comes to the carnage and the death, and you call it genocide or ethnic cleansing, whatever, I'm not even going to argue the point. But I will tell you, when they get done with it's terrible. Now let's talk about this. What's this? What's this Islam business? And then we have in New York City, Zoran Mamdani. This stupid son of a bitch has no idea what he's doing. He basically did to everybody for his inauguration, his block party. He had this guy, he had every gay, LGBT, trans, cross-dressing freak dancing, and he sat there with that shit-eating grin, and I'm thinking, you're a moron. Americans don't want this. Nobody wants this. You think they want it because you live in this little enclave, this little gravity bubble where this is all great. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants DEI. Nobody wants men competing against women in sports. What are you talking about? And also, nobody really wants a version of the world that you think. So when somebody comes up with this brilliant observation, well, this observation, this is about Israel. Listen, pal, do me a favor. Go out. Today we were at a mall. Mrs. L and I, we're out walking around and doing our things. And I'm looking around here, I'm thinking, do you think these people give a damn? I don't think anybody even cared about Venezuela. But do you think any of these people are walking around talking about Israel and the Nakba? I'm not saying it's not important. But if you listen to Max Blumenthal, you would think that's all people talk about. It's not true. But I tell you what, though, I sat there and I'm waiting in these chairs. You know what I mean? Mrs. L doing stuff. And I said, we call them the asshole chairs. I'm sitting with all the other men who I'm listening, I'm watching stuff. And there were a whole bunch of, I'm just saying, a bunch of women wearing a lot of veils, not burqas. Burqas are Afghanistan. That's the whole thing. This is abayas, the hijabs, different. But man, did these folks they had pocketbooks and purses and Jesus, Gucci, gold. Is like, damn, don't let that thing fool you. But they're walking around and people are looking like this. And I could see it. I could feel it. Guy walked by with a turban, a Sikh, Indian. Maybe a woman walks by wearing a sari. I'm sorry. I don't know what you call them, but whatever the dot is and the somebody may walk around, even a man with a kufi. Somebody may even have a Jew with a kippah or but there's something about the black veil where you just ooh. And the moment they hear the call to prayer at 3 a.m, it's over. And at Times Square, they did it. Zoran Mamdani, the mayor, who, by the way, just got married before. Come on, man. Can you say Alex Soros? Enough said. So he gets up there and he's got this wife who looks like I don't know what, she's like some kind of a spectrum. She's just staring and she's wearing. They don't understand what's happening. They don't get what America's about. They don't understand it. There are people coming out of the woodwork. And let me also tell you something which is important to understand. And you can understand this. You can say it. Do you know who changed everything recently? Candace Owens. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You've heard me. I can't believe. I thought this was kind of like, okay, it's interesting. No, it's exploding. There is a new hybrid of American out there, kind of a political animal. Have you seen this? Do you know who I'm talking about? It's people who feel kind of disenfranchised. People who love Charlie Kirk. People who are so pissed off. And people who think that Erica Kirk is the biggest phony who's ever walked this planet. And they can't believe how their guy was gunned down and shot like a dog, and nobody's doing anything about it, except for Candace Owens. And this is a new political party. And there's a whole bunch of people out there. Tucker and Nick Fuentes, Laura Loomer even. I think Ben Shapiro's toast. He's done. Tim Pool's done. This is new. So when it comes time to rally the troops for midterms, there's a whole bunch of new people, call them Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever the hell they're called. And they're saying, you know what? Where do we sign up? And where are they going to go? They're going to go to the Democrats? No. Are they going to go to the Republicans? No. The GOP is the biggest bunch of four-flushers and ne'er-do-wells I have ever seen. They do nothing. Nothing. Trump does the heavy lifting. They do nothing. They sit around and have parties. They go to Mar-a-Lago, get their face all chopped up, and they just want to sit around and say, aren't we cool? Did you ever go to, in your high school class, did you ever have a bunch of people who thought they were cool? And you thought, they're cool? They're not cool. They think they are. Did you ever see that? Somebody who's deluded by the sense of, I am so cool. You want to be me? No, not really. Not really. Sorry about that. No, we don't want to be you. Sorry. Doesn't work like that. The Republicans think they've got it down. They think that we're in a world that believes in Ronald Reagan and cable news. And what are you talking about? Seriously. There is a new group of people. Have you felt it? Have you talked to your kids lately? I can't tell you where I was recently, but I was with a bunch of people. You know what people told me? They said, hey, she's one of ours. Really? Yeah, she's with us. Are you really? And it was a kind of, I don't want to give you the industry, but it was like, really? Have you met that? Have you met these people? They're not really, they're kind of like pro-Trump, but they're kind of like saying, people have had it. People have had it. And are the GOP folks moving in to swipe these people up? No. They're doing nothing. But we're going to get them. And let me tell you something. Candace Owens is going to do it. And TPUSA was the biggest waste of time. Is anybody here? Can anybody here? And I know you're going to say, oh, this is so terrible. She's a widow. Do you know we have never seen a phony like this ever so blatantly taking over her husband's legacy and not acting even like an aggrieved wife or anybody who was the worst actress anybody has ever seen. What happens to those people? Do you know how many millions of, well, I don't know how many millions, maybe thousands, I should say, perhaps, maybe millions of young people who really feel disenfranchised now? Do you know how big Candace Owens is? Do you have any idea? People love her. If she says, go this way, charge the Bastille, go this way, vote for this guy, not this guy. Oh my God. I don't think anybody realizes this is huge. Tucker, very powerful too. Not like Candace. No. And I don't agree with everything Candace does. Alex Jones has more pull than anybody on any cable news, all of them combined. He does some things that makes me say sometimes like, what are you doing? He's still the Mac Daddy, the OG. What you're doing right now, what you're watching on a Saturday night, right now with me, little old us on Lionel Legal is unbelievable. Okay? There is nothing like this. There's no cable news show talking like this. There's nobody I'm talking to you. They're not doing it. They're broadcasting. And I see a lot of times too, they have like people do live streams. I'm thinking, what do you have a live stream for? What's the point of this? Why? So you pick up a few bucks, is that it? But they don't connect with you. You're not talking to me. You're talking to your guest. And I'm over here, I'm talking to you. This is a revolution going on right now. This is bigger than anything. This is huge. Or we say in the kitchen, huge. So let me just leave it at that. Let me just tell you something. This is real exciting. big time. And let me tell you something. I know people don't. Candace Owens right now, she's the biggest thing. Tell me somebody bigger than Candace Owens now. Go ahead. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Give me a name. Not Trump. Who? Who? Tell me. Tell me in the cable news world or the whatever this digital platform is. Who? Who? God. Thank you, Jan. Appreciate it. Who? 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 Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is still a kid. Nick Fuentes is the smartest guy in the world. But every time Nick Fuentes makes a good point, he has to come back being the prick, the horse's ass. You can't go out there slamming Jews and black folks. You may think it's funny, and you may think it's great, and you may say, hey, I'm really striking a nerve. Yeah, you are. You're an idiot if you think you're going to go anywhere with that. And it gets, the act gets old. You're like Father Coughlin. It's like you don't want to do anything where people become tired of it. You're so strong that they say, okay, now what? Now what are you going to do? It's like a drug. Take a line of Coke for the first time. Wow. Oh, man. Boom. Next time. Hey. Next time. You got anything stronger than this? You know how it is. Not that you know cocaine. And I've done a lot of reading. Do you see what's going on right now? You're just thinking of people who have names. Nick Fuentes, if he were smart, he would say, he'd be so, thank God he's so stupid to say these things about Jews. And you got to lay off the thing about Israel. Because a lot of times, too, I think many times people will say, where have you been? All of a sudden, you woke up one day and it's like, you hate Israel. Come on. Where have you been? I'm not saying that you don't have a point, but tone down the hate rhetoric because you sound like an idiot. Don't do it. Be more subtle. Say what you want, but don't make it sound like it's personal. It's never personal. Never. The moment it's personal is the moment you lose. So go ahead. Tell me right now. Who? Who's bigger than Candace? No one. Okay? No one. And it's driving these people nuts. Nuts. Now watch what happens to Erica. Oh my God. This woman. Oh, I can't believe how somebody could have taken her in this position. She had no training, no nothing. They pushed her out and and you know who are the best? Who's the best? Who's the best? Who's the best detector of a woman who's a bullshit peddler? Who? Women. You know it and I know it. Women say, got it. I see right through this. I'm sorry what happened to her. But there's so much. Can you think of anybody who's trying to find out who killed Charlie? Anybody other than Candace? Nope. Did you ever hear Erica Kirk? No. Did you ever hear the Kennedys ever talk about it? So anyway, you have a lot to think about, my friends. Let me just sum it up by telling you this. The President of the United States basically said, I told you I was going to do this. I did it. And people around the world are saying, yeah. And you might not like it. And a lot of great analysts might not like it. Because, well, it's technically wrong. And it is. Whatever you want. And you're right. But it doesn't matter. It's moot. Doesn't matter who was right. Should he have gone? Should it be a declaration of war? Is it war? Doesn't matter. Do you want 4 more years of a Biden version of this? Do you want Gavin Newsom? Gavin Newsom is going to make Kamala Harris and Poopy Pants look like a walk in the park because this guy is really serious. These folks. Let me leave something here. You there, honey? What is it? New Jersey. New Jersey has a bill. Listen to this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mikey Sherrill is the governor of New Jersey. Governor-elect. Or the governor. Jack Ciattarelli. They called him Chitterelli. I don't know why. This guy, he was there and he just took off. I don't know where he went. He just disappeared. There is a law that she is proposing that will provide for mandatory, correct me if I'm wrong, mandatory home visits and assessments for health. Yeah. Homeschooled. Oh, if you have a homeschooled child, it's mandatory. They're going to come into your home and check you out. Make sure you're able to do that. Homeschooling is the salvation from this subjugation, these intellectual concentration camps called public schools. So they're going to come into your home and check out everything that you're doing. Look at your social media. What are you doing? Who are you? There is an attack out for parents, primacy, and government familial autonomy. They have things 5-10 years in advance. What does GOP do? Have nothing. They're at Mar-a-Lago with their face on taking a picture. That's it. They are so full of shit. It's not even funny. And they're handing him. They put Zoran Mamdani. He can't fire the cleaning lady. He's being told you're going to do this. We've already written it out. Just go there. Be a good boy. Follow through with this. Mikey Sherrill, here you go. Say this. You will be richer than anything you've ever seen. Just do what we say. They have an agenda. We don't have an agenda. Nothing. You understand what's happening? Nothing. I'll leave you with that. Anyway, folks, thank you. Follow me here on Lionel Legal. Thank you for listening to this. Also, Lionel Nation. That's the other one. But I want you to understand something. I'm all about this. And unabashed, 100%, I'm for this country. Not the Republican Party. Not for the Democrats. And not for Donald Trump. But for this party, this and this. The Constitution and this. That's it. Corny? You goddamn right it's corny. Because it's true. See all my little stickers? These are all the times I vote. That's all I've got. That's all we have is this country. That's it. The rest of these people, and they want to take it away. And the thing that I've got to fight, believe it or not, do you know who my biggest and your biggest enemy is? Some of the assholes who are watching right now. Big mouth ne'er-do-wells who don't know anything. They're just like, they're like yipping, sniping, carping. I don't know what they are. They're just always angry. They do nothing. They don't vote. They don't have anything to say. They're just, and it's like it's a free country. And the other ones too are the people who basically turn the other way and don't care. Well, I care. Now, let me tell you something. You mark my words, and this is going to frost your balls. I realize this, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Donald Trump, this guy is going to be the greatest president in your lifetime. Maybe, well, it's hard to say. Lincoln, FDR, those are tough. Those were tough because of the times. George Washington. But what he did, you will never see anything. And I know sometimes he drives you crazy. I know that. Me too. I said, what are you doing? But can you imagine if Kamala Harris were president now? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine it? The short bus squad over there? Oh. No. This guy is fantastic. And all I know is that maybe I found out why his ankles are swelling. Because of the pressure from his 50-pound balls that he has to walk around with, that sway and dangle and hang and like these pendulous elephantine cojones for him to do what he did. And he did something. He did. Let's do it. Let's do it. He did it. And the whole world now is thinking, oh my God, this guy really is serious. That's what I want. Okay, my friend. So listen, thank you. Thank you for listening. I don't care if you agree with me. Just respect my idea and I'll respect you. That's all I want to do. Just listen. And come on board. Follow me here at Lionel Legal and also at Lionel Nation. Let's talk. Let's chat. You've been terrific. Some of you people have been moronic, retarded, Boeotians, stupices, dimwits, dullards, just like submental cretinous, amoebas. But at least you express yourself. Stupidly, but you express yourself. And you know what? And you're an American. And you can say whatever you want. And I hope you join us again. Hope you have a great day. Follow me here at Lionel Legal. Let me also tell you something. My wife, Mrs. L, is on Lynn's Warriors. This is her YouTube channel. You cannot. January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Do you know what Hollywood? Do you know what Washington is doing right now to protect children? Nothing. 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 Speaking of what the president did, he basically signed an executive order which basically preempts any state's rights to monitor and to control AI. He basically said, sorry, Ted the Amendment. I don't like that. I'm not crazy about that. I hate that. I hate it. And if you've got kids or grandkids right now, they're coming right for them. Not with the guy in the white van, but through digital predation. It's happening. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it if you continue with this group. So follow Lynn's Warriors. I'm telling you, stuff you've never heard of. Sometimes I'm thinking, this can't be. This can't be. How about this? How about an AI toy? How about this? You've got this little AI toy. I know this isn't one, but let's say it's character AI or something. And it's a bot. It's an AI bot. And it tells your little daughter, Daffodil or Daphne or Michaela, whatever the hell her name is. He says, hey, listen. Where did your mom and dad keep the matches? Want to light some matches? Think I'm kidding? That happens. Or, where's the knife drawer? Or, listen, I know ways for you to stop eating. I can show you how to, eating disorders and how to encourage self-harm. You think I'm kidding? Think I'm kidding? You can't believe it. Bots in a toy. Anybody talking about that? No. Okay? Lynn's Warriors, Lionel Legal, Lionel Nation. All right, dear friends. Thank you so much. And to our good friends, Freddie Haddad, thank you so much, who gifted 10 memberships. That's right. Big Dickie Daniels, thank you. And Jay Nash, thank you as well. Anyway, you have a great and glorious night. It's about 30 degrees here in New York City. Colder than a well digger there. Anyway, have a great night. A great, great, great night. Oh, by the way, watch on Netflix the Seymour Hersh. What was it called? The Seymour Hersh piece. Phenomenally great. It's a special on I call him Seymour Hersh. Let me see if I can get this media. It is so, let me see where this is called. What the hell is this guy's name? Hang on. Oh, it's called Cover Up. Cover Up. Cover Up. Yes, yes, yes. Cover Up. Watch it. Watch what he went through. Watch what he did. What a great American he was. Just watch this. All right, dear friends, that's about it. Have a great and glorious night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm going to put some questions afterwards. Let's continue this discussion. Your incredible insight in the comments section of this. Hand farts for you, and I mean that. Hang on. Let me get it better. Hang on. There we go. That's not good. Hang on a minute. Oh, there we go. There we go. You don't want to hear this behind me in a movie theater. Right in your ear. Dealey Plaza, back and to the left. That's right, the grassy knoll. Nothing makes a head go back. Trust me, I've seen it. It's some of the funniest stuff you have ever seen in your life. Why? Because I'm demented. All right, dear friends, I love you. Have a great and glorious night. Until we meet again, remember, until then, comment as you is, and every week, Monday through Friday, overnights, 1 to 5 a.m. on WABC, 770 a.m., the premier terrestrial talk radio station on the planet. Go to 770 WABC, I think, radio.com. Get the app and listen. Trust me. It's like nothing you've ever heard before. All right, dear friends. Until then, ta-ta.